Hey boys and girls, I was thinking about us not being able to finish the school year, and I thought about one of the activities that we were going to do. A few of the classes we started this lesson and we didn't get finished, and so I thought that maybe we could try and do it virtually. So I'm going to attempt to video myself doing the activity, and I'll have to move it back from being able to see me to seeing what I'm doing. So we are going to be doing shadow drawing, and so what you're going to need is a piece of paper and crayons and a black Sharpie, or you could use black paint. You'll need a Sharpie to trace, and then you can come back and do paint if you want to, but I'm just going to use black Sharpie on mine because that's easier. So once you get your paper, so you'll have your just plain paper, use whatever paper you have at home is great. And then I want you to take the reds and oranges and yellows, the colors of a sunset. In our classroom, we took colored construction paper and tore it to make our background, our sunset background. But today, you can just use crayons. And so I just used crayons on mine. And so I'll show you mine. Here is mine. I don't know with the sun, if you can tell, let's see where it would be best for you. It's just colored with reds and oranges and yellows, however you want to color it. So you'll color your whole background, and then once you get your whole background finished, just like this, all, and remember we don't want any white spaces, so we've covered the whole thing. And so we're gonna turn it horizontally. So you're going to turn your paper horizontally, and you're going to lay it on the ground outside. Now, before you go outside with your paper, you're going to get something. It would be best if you had little plastic animal figures. And I got, and let me see, I'm going to flip my camera around. Maybe not. No, I guess I'm not, because I don't know how. So I will bring it up. I got these. Do you remember these from our classroom? I got these animals, and so I went up to our classroom and I got our box of animals like this. And you can do any, it doesn't even have to be animals. If you just want to do blocks, you could do buildings. It could be, you know, making buildings at night. But I'm going to use the giraffe and the elephant because those are animals that we would find if we were in the jungle, like when I was in Africa. And I did not get to see any giraffes or elephants, but I sure would love to. So I'm going to take the giraffe and the elephant. And what we're going to do is we are going to use the sun to create a shadow that we can trace and color onto our sunset. So if you'll look down here, you will put, let's see, and make sure you can see what we're doing. All right, so you're going to put your animal or your block, whatever you want to put. I hope you can see that. And depending on what time of day it is, you will have a different shadow. And so mine works out great right now because I can put my giraffe right next to my paper here and be able to trace it with my marker. But you may have to move your animal or your building, whatever you're going to do. You may want to move it farther away, closer. You may want it up high or down low. The shadow will be different depending on what time of day it is. And so what you're going to do once you get your animals where you want them to be, you are going to take a Sharpie. And the reason we're going to use a Sharpie is because the Sharpie will draw over the wax of the crayon better than other markers. And so if you can use a Sharpie, then that's great. You could probably use a black crayon. You could use a pen, but I don't think the pen would work the whole time because the wax gets on the tip of the pen. You might be able to use a pencil, but it would have to be like a soft lead pencil. So just experiment with it and kind of see what works. What we were going to do in our classroom was to use the Sharpie and then paint inside with black acrylic paint. But I think we'll get a really good project even if we don't use the paint. So I'm going to attempt to make my video show what I'm doing. And so I am not, you know how not technical I am. So we're going to try it and see. All right, so I think you can see if I do the phone like this. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Sharpie and I'm going to trace, do you see, right along the shadow of my giraffe all the way up and around down his long neck, all the way down. And there are his legs, and you can see right there, you want to get that, that'll separate the two legs, two back legs. And then we'll go right here, and then come up, and then down. All right, so this is what we have for our giraffe. All right, so make sure that you can see that. And then, or did I just turn that upside down? I may have turned that upside down to y'all, and I'm sorry if I did. This is what you will have. And then you're going to color in your giraffe to make it look like it's at night. And so I'm gonna attempt again to do the video, and I may have to have my boys like chop the video and do whatever, you know, to make it work because, you know, I don't know. So now I'm going to, and I'm gonna put this down, see if you can see this, and I'm going to color in everywhere. And so you will color the whole thing in, and it's gonna look like the giraffe is standing in the sunset in the dark, and it'll be really pretty when we get finished. And so we will color all of this. Now I'm going to stop the video so that I can finish coloring it, and then I'll show you the finished product when we get through. That way you don't have to sit here and watch me the whole time. So I'm gonna stop it, and I'll have my boys figure out a way to put it back together to show you the finished product, or maybe I'll just post a picture or something of the finished product so that you can see what it looks like whenever it's all the way done. I miss you and I love you, and I'm so sad that we are not going to be able to see each other before the end of school. Have a great day.